What's up, guys? I know it's been a while since my last YouTube update. Um, not a whole lot's going on. I mean, one second. Just trying to find a job still, and trying to find a house or an apartment to move into. If you've read if you've been reading, I should say, my live journal, then you know the housing situation that I'm in at the moment. I'm also kind of sick, so bear with, please. Um, so yeah, if you haven't updated yourself to that yet, please do so. Um, onyx-orb at .livejournal.com. I'll provide a link in the crotch bar. Um, Anywho, so yeah, I posted up one last night on my live journal that is very blunt, very to the point, and I'll recover a little bit of it here. People are too damn defensive. Whether their defensiveness stems from, uh, what news station they watch, be it Fox News, faux news, MSNBC, CBS, CNN, whatever, or defensiveness towards about their political stance and religious stance as well. These things are all fine and good. As I said in my post, it is perfectly acceptable to defend your stance or your belief or your faith or what have you. But in defending, don't be closed-minded. That's the pitfall that most people suffer, is their closed-mindedness. Like one of the instances that caused me to continue writing that post. I started writing that about a week ago, but decided to drop it. Anyway, one second. One of the things that caused me to start it back up and finish it was Fox News was on the TV here, and my girlfriend's parents were watching it, and Bill O'Reilly was on about, going on a fucking tirade about atheists and how atheists are un-American and shit like that. And it kind of set me off because, atheists are not un-American, atheists are not bad people, blah, blah, blah. So we started kind of discussing the debt situation of America and how the banks essentially try to keep people in debt by raising interests and, things like that. The interest system in itself is so overblown that when you go to apply for a loan, the interest does not exist yet, but the interest accrued makes it so that you pay what you think is your premium, but you're only paying your interest and maybe 5 or 10% of your premium for your loan. That's bullshit. So the banks, the credit systems, all that try to keep you essentially in debt. Now, we were discussing this, and her father misunderstood what I said in that, and said that basically jumped down my throat saying, well, what have you fucking done for this country? What have you done for this fucking economy? Stuff like that. And whatever. He misunderstood what I was saying. I wasn't saying that we should take from the rich and give to the poor. The Robin Hood effect should not apply here. Now, it would be nice in the way that, you know, the top 3% of this nation has 60% of this nation's wealth. And they want to keep it that way. By raising the cost of living and essentially keeping the minimum wage and all wages the same. But, whatever. Yeah. Now, another point I made in my post is who you vote for, who you stand for in the elections or politically shouldn't matter, because just because I say that Ron Paul would have made a great president doesn't mean that I'm some, idiot. Doesn't mean that I'm a fucking hippie. I am a fucking hippie, but that's beside the point. People are very uninclusive, essentially, when it comes to that. When you start talking politics and you talk about the differences between Obama and, say, President Bush, that conversation can easily and quickly turn violent. Not physically, but verbally, sometimes physically. I've seen it happen. But no, just because someone voted for Obama doesn't mean that they are less of a person, essentially. Now, I don't I didn't vote in this election, but just because I didn't vote doesn't mean I have no right to speak about the election results or the problems in this nation. So, you know what? It's wrong to shut me out just because I didn't vote. See what I'm saying? Um, Now, religion, that was the hardest part for me to write because a lot of my friends are of different faiths and more fundamentalist faiths and things like that. Just because you are of a different faith or your faith is different from mine or whatever doesn't mean that you are better than me. Um, it, you know, it doesn't mean that I'm less of a person in that. But I know people, many people, who hold to their religion so tightly that if anything comes up in a conversation or what have you, even in passing, that even slightly hints at offending their religious beliefs, then they'll switch into either this OMG, I'm being oppressed, or they'll say that they're being persecuted, or they'll become super highly defensive. Now, I see something wrong in this because you're supposed to essentially defend your faith. That's sorry, I'm wheezing. That's part of having your faith, being able to defend it. But whatever. Um, Essentially, the um, the point I made is no matter what faith you are, if you disinclude someone, if you reject someone's statement on very simple grounds of, say, you don't want to be offended, or you don't want to offend this person, or you don't care enough to debate it, or you think you shouldn't debate it, or maybe you're indoctrinated to never question, and being in a debate would cause you to question shit like that. It's wrong to do so. And I brought up this example, and I'll cover this quickly, of two friends of mine that worked at Walmart at the same time that I did. Now, one of my friends is a Christian. The other friend is an atheist. And I'll simplify it by using not their names, but let's call the Christian Bob and the atheist John. Now, John wanted to transfer to the cashier zone, the front line, and that's where Bob worked. Well, it happened, and John was put next to Bob on the cashier line. Well, John asked Bob to hide his, put his cross necklace in his shirt, simply because the symbol was offending him. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no reason Bob should have gotten defensive, but in that, Bob felt like he was being persecuted and picked on, so Bob bypassed every single line of authority, went straight to the store manager, and overblew the situation, thus getting John fired for being religiously intolerant. Now, was Bob wrong? Yes. Was John wrong? No. Now, what Bob should have done, there's two options. He could have, A, easily put his cross inside his shirt, or B, just, explained that the cross is a part of his faith, and he would rather openly display his faith, stuff like that. But the one thing I left out is that Bob is one of those type of Christians that says to everyone, have a blessed day, or, something like that. Now, that doesn't offend me much, but I'm the, ooh, nice car. Ooh, nice truck. And a crappy little rice burner. Anyway, that was fucking loud. I get offended when people proselytize anyone for any reason, but beside the point again. Anyway, there's a few other points that I covered, and in much more detail. But anyway, I'm running on to 14 minutes. So, I have a bit of a problem. I bleached my hair, and I went to dye streaks of it black. Well, as you can tell, there's no black. It turned goddamn purple. What should I do? Should I return the bottle for a full refund, or just enjoy it? Because I personally like the purple. But anyway, yeah, leave your stuff in the comments section. Again, I'm not feeling so great, so I may have jumped around a little too much. Anyway, peace, guys. Take it easy.